Bailey could crack a smile and laugh you to like scorn. He was just such a nice and caring child. He
Yeah.
was just soft. He had just a very caring heart. I remember one Thanksgiving, Bailey was actually undoing the pantry to give it to kids. He was like, oh, they need this. And I'm like, you can give some, not everything. But but this just goes to show you about Bailey. His heart was just huge, wanting to help and just looking out for everyone that he came across.
Yeah. And then I guess on May 12th, 2021, tragedy hit. Take me through that day. Take me through what happened with Bailey.
So May 12, 2021, that's just the day that has been etched in my heart in stone. Was a very lovely day just to begin. Bailey was homeschooled at the time. It was COVID. So of course, school schedule was very, very tenured. You do some classes at home and then in the evening go to school and just do your after school activities, sports or whatever those may be. So on that particular day, Bailey went to school. Actually, he wanted to drive that day himself. And I'm like, Bailey, you are only 16. You cannot drive. And he was like, oh no, my sister, she will be in the car with me. And I said, Bailey, but she's not 21. He was like, hold up. She's 20 and 3/4. That makes her 21.
I think that's close enough.
That just gives you the kind of person that Bailey was. And, I said, no, you can't drive. He was like, okay, well, can I just, back the car out of the garage? And I was like, okay, sure. But one of the takeaway from that moment with him reversing the car out of the garage, and this is one of the things that I also want parents to take away, is that he wasn't navigating or reversing the truck as though he knew what he was doing. So I said, okay, go into the passenger seat. Let me show you what to do. And then I pulled the car back into the garage and said, now you reverse. And just looking at his face, he was just so excited and smiling. He was just beaming, like the sun was out, that he was just able to, overcome this difficult task. And I didn't lose my patience, as a mom. You know how sometimes you can lose your patience, especially, teaching someone to drive. And so he wasn't able to drive. Rather yet, no, let me spin that around. As soon as he reversed the car, my oldest son, Benjamin, who lives in Pennsylvania at the time and still does, he came and, speeding like crazy. And, Bailey was like, oh, Ben is here. And I'm like, how do you know? He was like, I know he's coming because I can just hear just the way his car, I guess the muffler or something along that line.
Yeah.
And so when Ben pulled up, Bailey was just so excited because, of course, Ben is older than 21. So now he could drive to his after school activity. So he drove to school. And of course, Ben was in the passenger side, and Ben came back and Ben was like, oh, Mom, he's ready for his license. This boy is a beast. He can drive. And of course, he was saying that knowing that I also have a set of twins. And, my twin daughter, we always say that we're not sure how she got her license, but she still cannot drive. So when he said that, I'm sure that he was making reference to, he has a license, but hey, Bailey can really drive. So, Ben dropped him off at school and then brought the car back home. And then so minutes later, probably an hour and a half later or so, Bailey called and his voice was like, hey, Mom, I'm ready. And I'm like, that was a quick practice. And he's like, yep, I'm ready. And of course, my daughter, Brianna, was home at the time. And Brianna is like a second mom. I mean, if Bailey said, hey, I need a smoothie, Brianna's like, I got it. She was just that second mom that was just so in tune with Bailey. So once Bailey called to say he was ready, Brianna was like, I'll go and get him. And I was like, okay, great. So she went to pick Bailey up. And while she's there, she's calling Bailey. She's texting. I can't remember if she had probably reached back out to me and said, hey, Bailey's not answering. I just can't remember.
Yeah.
But at some point, once Brianna realized that there was a crowd just feet away from her and that Bailey was down, one of the moms said to me who was present that the scream or the cry that Brianna echoed, that it's a sound that will always resonate with her.
So did you like this episode of the TMA Connection? Well, you might want to check this one out right here. Go ahead, click it.